What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and welcome to WWE News and Rumors for the week ending 4/21/2013. Now, I got a ton of stuff for you guys this week. I got news on Batista, I got news on Triple H, I got news on The Undertaker, I got news on CM Punk, and when he's going to be making his WWE return after his small hiatus. But let's get right into it, guys. I don't want to waste any time. I'm going to start off with the biggest news story, in my honest opinion, this week, and that is Batista. News I uncovered on Batista. And I know you guys, several of you have commented in my videos, where's Batista, JD? When's Batista coming back? What's the storyline for Batista? I got the news for you right now. Rumors have been circulating regarding former WWE superstar Batista and a potential return to the company. These reports stem from Dave Meltzer, saying that Batista is back to his normal weight of 280 pounds. Nowhere did Dave Meltzer mention that Batista was trying to get back in ring shape for a WWE return. Nor did it say that Batista was interested in a WWE return. Batista did note last fall on MMA Uncensored that he was interested in eventually returning to the WWE and would be interested in working programs with Triple H, Brock Lesnar, and The Undertaker. As far as a return goes, don't expect Batista to return for a while, as he will be heading over to London to start filming the new Marvel movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, in June. Once he finishes that, he's going to be making the rounds to do media, which that movie is going to be coming out on September 6th. So don't expect Batista to return anytime soon until he fulfills his movie obligations. Do I want to see Batista return? Without a doubt. WWE needs the star power right now. The Undertaker is gone for the year pretty much after this coming Monday Night Raw. They're putting him on Monday Night Raw simply because they need star power. The WWE does not have star power. Punk is hurt. Brock Lesnar has got limited dates. Triple H is hurt. He's old. He's the COO. He can't be wrestling full time. Shawn Michaels is retired. Ryback is not that big star that everybody is hoping for right now. You got several budding superstars who will be future superstars, but not right now. All you have is John Cena. Randy Orton's out of his prime. Sheamus is a decent wrestler, but he's not superstar caliber John Cena type material. You don't have any superstars. WWE really needs to step it up in building their mid card. And when Batista returns, Vince, you better be throwing some money at Batista. He's still in great shape. He's probably the best shape of his life right now. You know, he's still at a decent age where he can go in the ring. His character before he retired, semi-retired, was great. His in-ring work was great. He had great matches with John Cena, great feuds with John Cena, great matches with The Undertaker. Get Batista back. And Rob Van Dam, I'm hearing, is a free agent right now. He's a free agent. He's no longer with TNA. You got to throw money at RVD, too. He may be aging, but he's still a wanted superstar. People still want to see him. You got to get these names, Vince. You got to get these names. Get these names. And when you get these names on your roster, build up your mid-card. You got to build up the mid-card guys. These are the guys that are going to carry you into the future. I'm tired of seeing these guys go to waste. I'm tired of seeing these guys waste away in the mid-card, losing every week. You got to do something. But Batista, I do expect him to return by the end of the year. Mark my words. News on Triple H. Triple H went for an MRI on his wrist to check if he had suffered a fracture in his wrist at Wrestlemania, which would have put him out of action for at least 2 months. Since the WWE has published an article on their website noting that Triple H suffered a sprain and a contusion to his left wrist, which is less serious than a fracture, Triple H will have to wear a splint according to their story. WWE article also plays up whether Triple H will accept Brock Lesnar's challenge for Extreme Rules on May 19th. Now, the steel cage match is set between Lesnar and Triple H. I fully expect Triple H to accept the challenge, if not this coming week, the following week. Do I want to see this match again? No. I'm tired of it. I think Triple H is out of shape. He needs to get in better ring shape if he wants to start competing. I don't know why he shaved off his long hair. The long hair did his character some justice. Now he's got short hair. You know, he's out of shape. He's overweight. You know, he's got a nice, comfortable office job. You don't want to see him in the ring anymore. One more match. One more match for Triple H. And that's Shawn Michaels. Make it happen. Brock Lesnar, he's got 2 years. I fully expect him to go on a rampage. I do expect him to beat Triple H at Extreme Rules, but I'll get into that in my review and predictions in the next couple of weeks. But Brock Lesnar is slated for a WWE title reign within the next 2 years. So hopefully they do that and bring some notoriety back to the WWE Championship, because nobody gives a shit about John Cena. Part of the reason why Brock Lesnar has returned and The Undertaker is working on Monday Night Raw is because CM Punk is not going to be there, and he's taking a hiatus. And like I said, WWE needs the star power on TV. It will be a few months before we get an official buy rate for WrestleMania 29. Now, this was interesting news. according to Figure4Online.com, reports that 3 different sources say this week that the very early estimates for WrestleMania do not look good. One number being floated around was downright shocking, was what one source said. WWE's own internal projections were lowered substantially in the final week before the pay-per-view, based on the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view buys coming in lower than expected, with The Rock and CM Punk main eventing that event. Well, this is the WWE's fault, and all I'm going to say on this topic is the lackluster WrestleMania build, the fucking terrible storylines. You got the bullshit CM Punk challenging The Undertaker, and the winner of that Battle Royal faced The Undertaker. That was a mistake, number one. There was no storylines. Raw being 3 hours. The Rock versus John Cena was stale and boring. There was no intensity in this feud. The WrestleMania this year was just a complete downer. It was embarrassing. It was a shit show. And this is the WWE's own fault. If they get low buy rates, they're the only ones to blame. Now, next year, they're going to make it huge for WrestleMania 30. Hopefully, they realize their mistakes this year. Original plans for Brock Lesnar and Triple H had them revisiting their feud later this year, but not doing a third match right now at Extreme Rules. The planned angle with The Rock and Brock Lesnar for the post-WrestleMania Raw didn't happen, but that would have built to a SummerSlam match, not a WrestleMania 30 match, like I said, and like a lot of other people have reported. Regarding The Rock, there is a lot of concern, or maybe just paranoia, among some people within the WWE that he will never wrestle again. Now, The Rock was selfish. He could have stayed and did the angle for Monday Night Raw and then flown home to get the proper treatment for his injuries and do his Hercules movie, but he was a selfish prick, and that's what happened. Now, The Rock, if he's not going to wrestle again, good. I don't want to see him wrestle again. Will he be back in some capacity? Yes. Will he probably come back and wrestle? Yes. You know, he's not going to turn down Vince McMahon. He probably had just a little falling out. He was upset about something. The word is that I know Rock is one of the biggest divas in the fucking industry. He's always got to get what he wants. He's always got to, he always thinks he's higher than everybody else. He doesn't mingle with the superstars in the back. If The Rock is going to come back, he needs to come back and do something special. Put over a superstar. I'm tired of The Rock coming back, and he's just not into it. He's fake. He's all Mr. Hollywood now. All he cares about is doing his movies. I said this many times. The Rock came back. All he wanted to do was fight John Cena for the WWE Championship. So his name is on the top of that bill. He don't care about anybody else. He don't care about the WWE. He don't care about wrestling in the ring. He just wanted to be the #1 guy in the company again, because that's the way The Rock is. He should have came back and he should have put over wrestlers like Punk and Ziggler and whoever else is on that roster that needs a nice push. But The Rock wrestling, if he doesn't wrestle again, it's not gonna bother me. I want him to stay away. After what I seen at WrestleMania with John Cena, he needs to stay away. Plain and simple. Before past Monday's Raw, the plan was for CM Punk to come out on Raw and whine about losing at WrestleMania 29 and then walk out of the company in the storylines. This was held off from the post-WrestleMania Raw because officials felt that Punk would get a big reaction from the post-WrestleMania Raw crowd, and I'm sure he would have. Another reason it was held off is because Punk wasn't happy with the verbiage they wanted him to use and didn't want to come off as a whiner. A few weeks back, Punk had a big blow-up with WWE Creative and wanted to give his notice to quit the company for real. He went on and worked it out with top officials. At the time, it was decided that Punk wouldn't be working live events anymore and just TV in WrestleMania 29 at the time. Between the backstage problems and severely tearing his knee ligaments at WrestleMania by jumping off the top rope and doing an elbow drop onto The Undertaker on the Spanish announce table, Punk was written off TV this past Monday at Raw. Punk will be fine once he rests up and let his knees heal, but right now there's no set plan for CM Punk to return, but word is that he won't be back until at least SummerSlam. Now, what do I think about this? Punk deserves the time off. Punk deserves the time off, number one. This man gave you 2 years of some of the best any wrestler can possibly give you. 464-day title reign, 434 days, I believe it was, 434-day title reign. Longer than anybody that we can possibly remember in this modern era. He gave you his all in the ring. I'm sure he was working banged up before he legitimately hurt himself at WrestleMania against The Undertaker. He made The Rock look good in his 2 matches, right? He made The Rock look good. He gave us a 5-star classic with John Cena. He fought The Undertaker hurt. He gave us a 5-star classic match at WrestleMania against The Undertaker. What more do you want from the guy? The guy is excellent on the mic. Some of the best mic skills ever. All right, he's great in the ring. One of the best ever in the ring. Punk is the man. He is at the top of the wrestling world. If the man wants some time off, give him some time off. Is it going to hurt WWE TV? Of course it is. When you have someone like CM Punk off your television for months at a time, obviously it's going to hurt the product. It's going to bring the product down. But what would you rather have? You'd rather have it hurt CM Punk giving you 50%? Or would you rather have CM Punk take a couple of months off? In the meantime, you could build up superstars like Ziggler, like Swagger, like Wade Barrett, like Kofi Kingston, like Cesaro. Build them all up. Rebuild your tag team division in the meantime. Make the IC title and the US title relevant again. Bring some prominence and some highlight or some spotlight back to those feuds and to the mid-card. You know, you got Ryback, who's going to be the next big thing in the WWE. The WWE has so much on their plate right now that they can work around. Punk won't even be missed right now. And when he comes back, it's going to be epic. When Punk comes back, it's going to be epic. He'll be healed up. He's going to, obviously feud for the WWE Championship again. You got Daniel Bryan waiting in the wings to fucking break the glass ceiling and shoot to the top of the WWE. You got feuds waiting in the wings. You got Bryan versus Ziggler. You got Bryan versus CM Punk when he comes back. You got a ton of stuff to do. The WWE just needs to sit down, put their heads together, rethink something epic and creative when CM Punk comes back, and everything's going to be fine. So, obviously, it's going to hurt the product right now. We're going to get bored of John Cena having the WWE Championship. But when Punk comes back, it's going to be great. He'll be 100%, and everything will be back to normal. And obviously, one more thing about Punk. You want to get him ready for WrestleMania 30 against Steve Austin? You got to have him healthy. Right? You need to rest him up. That's going to be one of your marquee matches next year. You got to make it happen. And obviously he's going to come back as a heel. You're not going to have Punk come back as a face because obviously Steve Austin's going to come back and raise hell as a face. Everybody's going to be on the back of Steve Austin. Punk's got to come back as the cocky, sarcastic, best in the world, I'm better than you at everything type of heel. That's what's going to happen. We got news on Fandango. Fandango reactions. The WWE is actually anticipating big reactions to Fandango this week in London for Monday Night Raw. I told you about Fandango last week. The WWE needs to tone this down about overhyping Fandango with his dance and the music. Let him speak in the ring now. We know he's got the whole popularity thing going on. Let him wrestle. Let the man wrestle. When his entrances and his theatrics outshine what he's doing in the ring, when they outlast what, his matches in the ring, there's a problem. You got to tone it down. Don't shove this Fandango thing down the fans' throats. You're forcing it onto the people. Let it materialize in a genuine manner. Just like Daniel Bryan's yes, yes, yes chant. That materialized, in its own way. All right? It took on a mind of its own. Daniel Bryan didn't come out and fucking, force this shit down our throats. I feel like the WWE's forcing this Fandango shit down our throat. Take your time. Let it materialize on its own. Let the man wrestle. Put him in a high-profile feud. And let things work them out on its own. You don't need to force people with fucking dancing and singing along to his theme music in the crowd. It's not going to work that way. I hope the WWE realizes this. And hopefully they let him wrestle and get over in the ring before the theatrics and the entrances take over. Because I don't want to see that happen. Ryback mentioned John Cena's ex-wife in a new message on Twitter. Watching the pain on John Cena's face was worth standing for. Was worth standing back for. Funny the two things he says I lack, his ex-wife seems to love. Hashtag Ryback rules. This was taken down. I believe Ryback was in some hot water by this tweet, but I don't think it's going to be anything too bad. So the tweet was taken down. I like this new attitude by Ryback. It's going to do him very well. Monday Night's Raw drew a 3.08 rating with a 4.1 million viewers tuning in. Raw was terrible. I don't know, that's all I'll say about that. The crowd sucked. After New Jersey, the WWE actually came back down to normal. So that's that. Raw was garbage. And finally, guys, The Undertaker reportedly underwent minor knee surgery just a few weeks before WrestleMania 29 against CM Punk. And his match, the operation was described as a simple cleanup. So Undertaker did have some surgery, came back, and looked better than the entire fucking card. That's The Undertaker for you. One of the best of all time, possibly the best of all time. John Cena versus Undertaker next year, but Undertaker gave you what he does in the ring at WrestleMania. He's not going to retire anytime soon. He looked great. He looks healthy. He looks sharp. I don't expect him to go away anytime soon. Possibly next year, but if I was The Undertaker, I'd keep doing it as long as I'm healthy. That's the news and rumors, guys. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next week. Monday Night Raw on Tuesday review. Look forward to that, guys. I'm out. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.